This episode of the Boss Rush Podcast is brought to you by, well, you. If you want to learn how to support the Boss Rush family of podcasts, head to bossrush.net or our Patreon at patreon.com/bossrushmedia. Thanks for helping us build something better. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boss Rush Podcast, a great place to play games and be better. I'm one of your hosts, Corey Derrigan. Alongside me, as always, is the PC muscle race himself, LeRon Dawkins.
Yo.
What?
What's poppin'?
I just wanted to wake y'all up. What's poppin'?
I don't like this. It's not a good
I
start.
just wanted to wake everybody up. That's all.
I'm trying to be awake, man. It's what this is for, but since we were chatting before the recording, it's almost gone already. So
you need to drink. Okay, for every one of those you drink, you need to drink 4 tall glasses of water. 4.
I have one bottle right here.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, water? Why water? It should be Monster or Red Bull.
Because that shit dehydrates you so bad.
Yeah. How many Red Bulls have you had today?
2.5.
Okay, so all right, so you
need
owe
16
you
glasses
owe
of water.
Anyways,
Add the 8 that you should have on a daily basis.
also here is the mad pharmacist herself, Stephanie Klimov.
Hello, adult life is full of laundry and dishes.
Yay! Cool
Oh.
shirt, Steph.
Oh yes, I got my T-shirt from the Wholesome Games. Shout out to Kim Chica and everyone that works there.
I got a question for you. Since you mentioned laundry, I got a question for you. You said TikTok where it's like folding your laundry immediately after folding and putting away your laundry immediately after they're finished, and it's got the clip from Tom Cruise from that one movie. He's like that's impossible. That's impossible.
No, I haven't. And I'm gonna go look it up.
Oh no!
I'll find it for you.
Okay.
Mm.
And cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Yep. You owe us 6 glasses of water.
Oh no. Also joining us is PK Power, Pat Klein.
Stay hydrated, everybody. It's a hot one out there.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually
And
storming here.
Yeah,
Real bad.
You know what? You just got the storms that just hit us. So
Yeah, I'm quite aware, sir.
and I'm pissed off because I like storms,
Mhm.
and they literally, like, I work probably about a mile north of the freeway. They literally, they crossed they were just like right on the southern border of the freeway. I'm on the north border of the freeway.
Oh.
So all the cool shit was 2 miles away.
Anything that
Now
happens in Massachusetts, it's like west of 495. It's one of like the major interstate highways, and I'm like right on 495, so I tend to catch most of the storms, which I like. But I also
Yeah,
lose power all the time.
Mine is it north or south of I-94?
Mm.
And it's
Numbers.
always south.
All these
Or
numbers
it's
and
north.
roads.
Like, seriously, I swear every time there's a storm, like, this is me, okay? This fist right here. The
Okay.
storms do this, and then
It's like
every
not
freaking time.
not for you, Pat. Not for you.
Not for you, Pat.
I know. I miss a good thunderstorm.
Mm.
Boom shakalaka.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
I know. I should move to Seattle or something.
No, it's gross over there.
Oh, then
And
you
it's
get, then you get
expensive.
too much. Then you get too much rain.
I could live with that.
And it's expensive. A lot of money. Just throwing that out there.
I'm an accountant. I'll find a way.
Oh man,
Make it
everybody having a good week so far? Everybody good? Everybody having fun?
It's alright.
Yeah.
I was a sub at the second part of the Bags tournament because technically my team lost by 1 point last week. So I went in just, to socialize and hey, would you like to join this team? Because the other guy is gone. I helped carry that team to the next round.
Well, look at you.
Yeah.
I know.
Look at you. And you're not going to get anything for it because you were just a sub.
I know. The winner gets a trophy and 1 month free parking.
You're like Bill Murray in Space Jam. Okay. You're in for a play, and then you get carried off and you don't get anything.
But you know what? I leave as an undefeated sub.
It's fair.
It's a great way to put it. I know my day took a turn for the better because I finally got my car back after almost 3 weeks due to a blown transmission for a 2018 car with only
Gross.
48,000 miles, completely blown transmission. So it is back, and man, I really take cars for granted. So
I believe you sent us a message last week that said, "I'm riding my bike to the dealer shop."
Yeah, the dealership. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Was it you and your son both?
So that was to my mom's house. So the first time, like
Okay.
the car was in my parking lot. Long story short, I realized it wasn't working. So I'm like, F. If I was by myself, no kid, I could just deal with living at home and order everything here. But I have a kid that I need to cart around everywhere. So I said, okay, my parents have a car. They'll let me borrow it. So I dragged my son all the way to the opposite side of town on a bike, both of us, to get to my parents' car to borrow their car. So I had that for a while. Then the dealership was finally willing and ready to look at my car 10 days later because they were booked. I also needed to get there and they were going to give me a loaner. So I can't drive my parents' car because then, so I had a bike to the dealership a whole town over. And then I put the bike in the trunk of the loaner. So thank
You need
goodness
more-
for bikes.
Steph, you need more friends.
Yeah, I have no friends, and there's no Ubers in the middle of nowhere.
It's true.
Oh,
I've
wow.
seen where you live. You kind of live right in the middle of like knickknack woods.
Exactly. And like, speaking of like technically I do have friends, but they're like you where you're not in my state. So it's like you'd help me, but you're far away. I have
I would
no,
drop immediately and help you get to where you needed to go.
Yeah.
thanks.
Same. Same.
That's why I love you guys. But it's all right. You know
I
what?
don't know. It's kind of a far drive.
All right. Well, you know what, Corey? I wouldn't help you if your car broke down, okay?
Yeah, that's fair. I'm just kidding.
So I know Twitter is like definitely going to hell in
not
the
Twitter
handbasket.
anymore.
Twitter doesn't exist anymore.
I refuse to call it that bullshit because like when you go to the URL, it's still twitter.com. So
And
I
it's
refuse
still
to call it
it's still the
bullshit
bird.
muskrat. Huh?
It's still
No,
the bird
it's an
logo.
X. It's
Mine's
an
still
X.
Yeah,
the bird.
Still the bird logo. Still the well, actually no, I have the X on mine, so there's that. But you can still tweet. The button says tweet. You
Mhm.
can still retweet and all this stuff. So
It's
I don't know what
supposed
the
to be a
fuck's going
yeet
on.
soon.
That would actually be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool, actually. But anyway, I was going to ask you guys because I'm not sure how often you guys peruse Twitter now. Since all this bullshit's been happening and stuff like that. But did you see the tweet going around where it says there's always one? And you got like a pod of dolphins swimming, and there's one doing fucking backflips through the water.
Unfortunately, I still tune into Twitter daily because even though I'm on Threads, like Twitter still provides me like all my video game news. But
Yeah, you know what? Like it's like I've actually done a very good job of like being able to filter out credible news sources and stuff like that. So yeah, like Twitter is still a tool for me at this particular moment in time. Like, yeah, it is devolving into the world's biggest shit show, and I can't wait for Threads to really get up on it.
I mean, I
Um,
think once Threads gets a desktop, like a website that functions, instead of just a QR code in space, like it'll be a lot easier for people to digest that being the new thing.
I am gonna miss the lack of porn though. Like I'm just gonna say that now. Like kind like it's not like I get my fix of porn off of Twitter, but like if I just need to like break the monotony up, at least if you scroll long enough, like you're gonna hit porn.
Don't worry, LeRon. All the videos on Twitter will soon be called X videos, so you'll be fine.
That's probably what he's trying to do with it. That's probably exactly what he's trying to do with it.
You'll be fine. You'll get enough.
Trying to find the future mother of his children. The future mothers of his children.
Speaking of X, did you know that that URL x.com is banned in like 15 countries because of its association with porn?
I'm
which
not
is
surprised.
hilarious.
I'm not surprised.
Oh man, he really didn't think this through, did he?
Yeah,
Also, I like his generic font.
You know, you know what? All the Okay, you know what?
I think we gave him too much credit.
I'm just gonna say it like like whoever's editing this in post, like they can like bleep all shit out, if they want to, but all his dick writers swear up and down that like this guy is like a fucking genius and stuff like that, and I'm just like, no. I'm like, he probably has some smart ideas, but like most of the shit is from like the people he's hired, through Tesla and SpaceX and the other program, which was like supposed to be like this wild ass monorail system that just never doing nothing. I think this is the world's biggest tax write off at this point, but I
I
don't know,
also
like
think
this
he
guy.
let his ego get to him. Like, I think
Yes.
now he's surrounded by people who
Well,
just tell him yes.
I mean, I knew something was off of him, like when last week he was like, I'm gonna challenge Zuckerberg to a dick measuring contest. Like, all right. Yep. This guy is smart, right? He's smart. Yeah. Okay.
He's appealing to his crowd, which tend to be
I'm like, dude,
younger
I'm
and
like, dude, if you want to see his wang, just send him a text in the middle of the night asking you up.
Yeah, well, he's interesting, I guess.
Dude's
just like
acting like
that
a
Batman
fucking.
quote says,
Oh,
"You
I
either
was about,
die
I
a
was about to say the
hero."
R word.
Oh,
He's acting like a special case.
He's definitely
live,
that.
live long enough to be the villain.
Oh yeah, I know. Remember
Everyone,
like 5 years ago, and everybody loved him.
yeah,
Remember
that's
how?
the thing. It's like
Remember how
he's either so smart
Good.
or he's a mad genius, or like he's a mad genius that's just a hair to cross over to mad. I don't know. Sorry, LeRon. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. Remember how we joked about how's this guy not like some evil genius and shit? Fast forward, here we are.
It's crazy.
He's not even an evil genius. He's like a stupid fucking genius. And that I don't know which one is worse. I'd rather have an evil genius because like they get in their own fucking way. A stupid genius though will take everybody the fuck with them.
I don't know. Yeah, is he really a genius now? I feel like his decisions are not good.
Yeah, they're not. They haven't been great for Twitter, at least.
Because you got
not
the
great.
Tesla truck, you got his failed SpaceX, like you got Twitter.
SpaceX hasn't failed yet, but the
Yeah.
but the light rail system or whatever he's doing that has failed.
Well, didn't his last his prototype rocket explode? And
Well,
he's like, it was successful.
Well, they were testing the takeoff method. Not that I'm like defending him or anything, but they were testing a takeoff method. It wasn't exactly supposed to last, that rocket. They were testing some sort of new propulsion thing, from what I understand. So that, I don't know. Not that I'm defending him or anything, but I think it was not supposed to survive that. And it exploded on the way down. So I don't know.
You know what? That's still a fucking massive, expensive mistake or success or whatever.
Yeah.
Only a couple $1 billion.
Yeah. Well, I guess when you have that much money, you can do whatever you want. It's just me. I don't know. I don't think I would be spending my money on that, but hey, what do I know?
We're not rich.
Yeah. Speaking of knowing things, anybody play or watch anything this week? Secret Wars is over.
Yeah, have you been watching that?
I have one episode left.
Secret Invasion.
Yeah. What did I say? Secret Wars, Secret Invasion. It's
Secret
all the same.
I enjoyed the Secret Invasion finale. Unfortunately, it's got a 13 on Rotten Tomatoes. So I don't fucking understand.
I heard it ruins a bunch of the old movies based on what happens. But
you know what? Okay, well, when you watch the episode, come back to me and let's talk.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it next week.
I'll watch the episode tomorrow.
Yeah, I might watch it tonight. Actually, after we're done. It's what, like 40 minutes?
Yeah, it's like under 40 minutes. It's like I think it's like 38 minutes.
Yeah. So, anybody play anything? I saw Indiana Jones this weekend. Actually,
Okay, how was it?
I loved
How
it.
was it?
I loved it. Every
How was
minute
it?
of it.
Because technically it flopped.
I know, but I didn't. I loved it. I can't wait till it comes out so I can watch it again. It was a
What's
little
funny?
long.
It was like $300 million that it made on its opening weekend. It's a flop, but yet Oppenheimer makes like 125 million, and it's a success.
Well, it also had like the third of the budget of Indiana Jones for some reason.
That's the issue.
Here's the thing. Indiana Jones had like a $200 million plus dollar budget, and as much as I love that movie, I have no idea where they spent that money.
De-aging.
But it's only in for like 15 minutes, and it's
I know, and it cost them like 2/3 of the budget.
no, it doesn't
Yes!
cost that much. No,
It took them like 5 years
no,
to work with that de-aging, according to what they were saying.
no. That movie hasn't even been in production for 5 years.
Sure, it has.
Anyways, it looked really good though. The first 20 minutes, I thought I was watching like a sequel of like The Last Crusade. It was really good. Like
Mhm.
there's only one scene where I could like really tell. I was like, okay, that's. But
You
like
mean
the
when he
opening,
first started talking, and it sounded like a grumpy old man.
it sounded like a higher pitched grumpy Harrison Ford, but it was good though. Like the de-aging and like it was good. I also like the train fight. I'm a sucker for train fights, and train fight. There was a train fight. It was really good. Also, not enough talk about how they de-aged Mads Mikkelsen in the beginning of that movie too. So
It didn't look like
I
he
didn't even know.
de-aged.
I didn't even
don't
know he
think
was
they
in that
de-aged
film.
him.
yeah, he's the villain. He's a bad guy. He's a
Yeah.
great villain.
He's always a great
That
villain.
just shows how much I paid attention. Like, it's not that I don't want to see the movie. I do want to see the movie because Indiana Jones is one of my favorite like movie franchises. Of all time. But I don't know. If I'll be honest with you, I'll be honest with you. I felt like it did. It's a movie that didn't need a sequel. It's a movie franchise that did not need a fifth entry because, like, and this is not to say anything about old people, but Harrison Ford is fucking old, and it's
But-
like, man, like y'all gonna fucking like kill this dude, like trying to do stunts and shit.
Here's the
When
thing
I-
though, he didn't miss a step, dude. He didn't miss a line. He didn't miss a step. It didn't like he didn't feel like he's 80 something years old in
To
this
be
movie,
fair,
like at
though,
all.
the movie had a lot less physical action versus vehicle action, so
Yeah.
they didn't have him move around as much.
Yeah.
Because
I,
I'm just thinking about all that shit he went through in the Last Crusade, and I was like, man, like I hope he's not doing a third of that shit in this movie.
I mean the action scene at the beginning was the most action in the movie, I think, like physical action. And then there's the big city like chase scene there's two chase scenes actually technically. So
Yeah,
but they were like on vehicles and clearly stunt people and
yeah. When
but
they actually got to the temple, like exploring,
yeah.
the traps were like insanely mild. Like
Yeah.
an old man could go through that and be relatively safe.
Yeah. I mean, a couple things with like without spoiling anything, but like to explain why certain characters aren't in it.
I like that explanation.
It
You
was
say
like
certain characters are talking about Shia LaBeouf, right?
it was kind of a cheap way out, but whatever. You know. Anyways, but I really liked it. It could have been 20 minutes shorter, probably, to be honest with you. But overall, I think it might be my third favorite now.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you still recommend seeing it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'd
yeah.
probably put it at 3 as
Yeah.
well.
It's
Oh, you've seen it too, Pat? You saw it too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, Last Crusade's my favorite, but
Yep.
I've had like over the last couple years, even since we did the standard def episodes of Indiana Jones, I've grown to appreciate Raiders much more than I used
Was
to.
awesome.
I mean, yeah, I mean,
Raiders
I think
was a serious movie. Like
Yeah.
it was a serious movie. Like it didn't feel as adventure-y and blockbustery as like the Temple of Doom and the Last Crusade.
I do. I do think Raiders is the best movie, but Last Crusade's my favorite. I will put that caveat
I will
on
go Last Crusade, Raiders, Dial of Destiny, Crystal Skull, Temple of Doom.
it. Yeah, that would be my order too.
Wow.
That would be my order too. I
Wow.
like Crystal
love me
Skull a
some
lot
Temple
more
of
than
Doom.
most people do, though.
I love me some Temple of Doom. I don't think Crystal Skull is better than Temple of Doom.
I think it's much more watchable than Temple of Doom at
Temple
this
of
point.
Doom got weird. Like
I mean,
I love Short Round.
Crystal Skull had aliens in the end of it. Like that was weird too. But I want to say, like, I think Crystal Skull is a much better movie than people give it credit for, except for when Shia LaBeouf swings with the monkeys. That's a terrible scene. And then the whole alien thing at the end that for like 10 minutes is bad. But I actually really like the beginning. I really like a lot of that movie. The chase, like the motorcycle chase scene through the school is awesome.
Kate Blanchett did a great job.
So I'm a Crystal Skull defender, everybody. I also want to note that I still like Temple of Doom. It's just, it's like when you're ranking Zelda games, right? And you're like, this one's the worst one, but it's still like an 8 out of 10.
Which one's the worst one? Which one's the worst one?
What, Zelda?
Yeah.
Skyward Sword.
Yeah.
Easily.
No, it's Triforce Heroes.
That's a spinoff, doesn't count. All the spinoffs are bad. The best spinoff is Link's Crossbow Training, but that's because it's a Twilight Princess spinoff, and I will defend it. But Indiana Jones: Dial of Destiny is a great movie. I think it's a must watch. I think it's great. So I can't wait for the 4K box set with all 5 movies in it, and like the 12 disc edition with all the behind the scenes stuff. I'm ready for it. For it. Well, I guess Kathleen Kennedy. I was going to say I'm ready for it, George, but George isn't in charge anymore. So
they still do box sets.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I played some Zelda. Nothing new to report.
Did you finally get to the end of the main storyline?
It's taken forever. The end is so long. I feel like I've had defeat Ganon for like a week, and I'm like lost. Maybe I'm just lost. It's fine.
His dungeon's very linear.
I'll figure it out.
Go to the bottom of the castle.
Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. That's fine. I'm lost.
Use your guide, Corey.
I was going to say, didn't you get a guide?
I did, but it's not open yet.
All right. Again, when we talk about whose problem, it's a you problem, not a me problem.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing. I have a hot take about Tears of the Kingdom. Okay? I think I have a hot take.
What is it? Let me guess. You don't like it.
I don't think it's as good as Breath of the Wild. It's a little too much.
Huh.
So, well, we'll talk about that on book club.
Yeah.
I like it. It's still probably like my 3rd favorite Zelda, maybe 4th, 3rd or 4th. But I don't. My problem with it is like the sense of exploration. Also, I was talking about this with Ed on an expansion pass we did recently that'll go up like later. But like, I think, and it might just have something to do with I'm in a different place than I was when Breath of the Wild came out, right? Like I've had kids since then, and life changes, all that kind of stuff. But like, Breath of the Wild was so different from previous Zeldas, and like the sense of exploration and getting lost in the world and just not like really paying attention to the story or finding the memories on your own and kind of watching them when you get them. Yes.
I want to raise my hand because I don't want to cut you off, because you were talking about like Zelda games. Nintendo tweeted 20 minutes ago that Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons is now live on NSO.
What? You know what? Goodbye, everyone.
Switch? Where's my Switch?
I guess that's the end of the podcast. Goodbye, everybody. Everybody's leaving. What was I?
We were waiting for this one. We were waiting for that.
Where was
these
I?
are like Stephanie,
you need to keep that. You need to keep that stuff to yourself until the end of the recording, because that is disruptive as fuck.
Yeah. See, now Pat's
I
playing
love
games now. See,
I am updating my Game Boy Advance so that it,
um,
populates.
I just I spent so much time in Breath of the Wild. Like I think my hour count was 240 hours in that game. Now, granted, I went and did all the shrines and found all the Koroks and did all the extra stuff, right? But that was my hour count, and it's the same issue that I had with the Division 2, actually, which is like I put a ton of time into the Division, and I was like, yeah, I want more Division. And then when the Division 2 came out, I played for like 10 hours, and I was like, maybe I didn't need more Division. And like I just feel like sorry, Stephanie, what are you gonna say?
No, you finish. That's why I didn't say anything. I'm like, I'm gonna let Corey finish his thought one before I chime in.
I
Before you mention
I just feel like I spent so much time in this world already. And like, yeah, there's new things to find, like caves, and the depths are interesting, and I think the Sky Islands are kind of worthless, to be honest. I haven't found myself like really enjoying them at all. Um,
same.
but I'm just like finding the same areas and talking to the same people and doing the same things. And I'm like, yeah, the Zonai stuff is really interesting, but like, I thought I was going to go into this game and like just devour it like I did with Breath of the Wild. And every time I play the game after like an hour, I find myself wanting to play something else. And I don't have that want to play it like I did with Breath of the Wild. And I don't really understand why, except for the fact that like I feel like I've already done this, you know? And I'm not saying that it's a bad game. It's a wonderful game. It's a great game. It's definitely one of the best games Nintendo has ever made. But I think there are some elements that are lost. And this is what I was talking about with Ed the other day. If this was like a new landmass, if we went to Termina, or, some other landmass, or if this was like a different area, maybe I would have the same feeling I did with Breath of the Wild. But like having it in the same Hyrule is really like, it's like the game is less enjoyable to me because I've already done it. So okay,
I
I'm
think
done ranting.
no, it's all right. That would make for a great like last part of our book club, talking about comparing the two. And I know the Zelda cast has had discussions on that. And for just to provide a quick high level on the way I view it, if I were to look at the two completely in its own vacuum, not with Tears of the Kingdom not necessarily being an immediate sequel. I mean, it is, but if I were just judge the games independently on their own, I think I might still fall on camp Tears of the Kingdom. But your statements are completely valid, because if you're coming off hot from Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom is kind of just more of Breath of the Wild and then some,
Mhm.
like on steroids. Um,
Yeah.
Thankfully for me, the things that I like, the things from Tears of the Kingdom are just happen to be the types of things that I like, which therefore moves the needle a bit for me in that favor. But there are so many things that Nintendo, damn it, Nintendo is like the only company that can do this, that can get away with literally doing almost the same thing, but just changing it very slightly. And oh my gosh, it's a new game. Um,
Yeah.
so it's interesting.
We're not changing it at all and still paying $60 for it.
Right, like the Korok thing, like just some basic thing. Same thing. The only difference is you can do the two Korok things. The end prize is not any better, if not the same, spoilers, as the first. They could have at least swapped them out with Skulltulas or something, just to make it a little bit different, but they didn't.
Yeah. That too is like, I mean, aside from like the 10 extra Koroks that you find or whatever, right? Like the ones where you have to send them to their friends, like the Korok stuff is exactly the same. Like, I'm going to dive in this pond because there's a circle here, or I'm going to lift this rock and there's one underneath it, or I'm going to shoot the 3 apples. Um, so that's just, man, the world is great. The characters are great. I do love the characters. I just wish it was taking place somewhere else, I think. But enough of that. We'll save that entire conversation for book club. I just I don't know. I was having this feeling like the last couple weeks trying to play this game. So, anyways, enough about me. Who wants to go next?
I'll
Well,
go.
go ahead, LeRon.
All right, so as far as what I'm playing right now, I'm currently playing Final Fantasy VII Remake Integrate on the ROG Ally, and yo, I don't know if I can't stress it enough, but playing AAA games on a handheld, with really good settings, like is a fucking game changer. Um, that's all I'm gonna say about that, because I watched The Little Mermaid last night.
Mm. The
And
new one?
yes, and I'm here to tell you that was a gorgeous film.
Okay.
That was a gorgeous film. It was written very well, and I didn't see a fucking thing wrong with it. Like it was a reimagining, but at the same time a retelling of the story and stuff like that. And I feel like they did a very good job, and it was great to see that this movie actually was a success in the box office. Because like I was worried because like there's fucking weird ass racist people out there. You know, there's fucking weird ass illogical people out there. Like
Well,
my roommate and I have been having an argument about like because he's in the camp. He's in the camp. They should not have recast, they shouldn't have recast. They shouldn't have cast Ariel, as not white. You know, um, and I'm in the camp that mermaids don't fucking exist, so it doesn't matter who the fuck portrays them.
Yeah. I don't understand. Look, they needed somebody who could sing, right? And she won out. So who cares, right?
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
that's what Disney said too. Disney said they needed someone who could sing, and like the best person won the role.
yeah.
You know,
I think who plays Sebastian? David Diggs, that's his
yeah,
name, right? Yeah, I think
yeah,
he did I think he's great for the part. He's great.
yeah. I feel like everything was done well. Like it's like, but man, Melissa McCarthy as Ursula was a trip. Like man, that was honestly out of all the casting decisions, that was the one I had that was the one I had like the doubts with because I was like, y'all not gonna get a sassy black woman or like a drag queen to play this person, This I'm sorry, not this person, this thing.
um what was the other one? Other thing people were mad about? Oh, Scuttle was Aquafina instead of a dude. I'm like,
And you know what? She had some of the best fucking lines in the movie.
talking seagulls don't exist, you morons.
Can we get all
One
offensive
thing,
when they make a fish what it really looks like?
one thing
Yeah,
that
I
did
know,
bother
right?
me though. One thing that did bother me though is like Scuttle actually goes underwater and talks, and I was like, I don't remember that happening at all in the movies, in the original movie, the
Well,
original
he
animated
stuck
movie.
his head underwater, but
mhm.
he didn't go underwater.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, like, the reason why I avoided watching it has nothing to do with who was cast as Ariel. I just know it tends to sound bad when someone says, I'm not seeing it, which I guess I never made that statement. I've just been hesitant to. And that's more because The Little Mermaid is my top three Zelda. Whoops, mine's still
So,
on Zelda. Top
Oh,
three,
okay. Good night, everybody.
top three Disney movies. It's that, The Lion King. I already forget what the third one is. Okay, so Lion King and Little Mermaid are
Aladdin,
like the top two.
Aladdin.
No, but it's top five. So the live action remakes so far have like for me
They've
have
been
been
underwhelming. They've been underwhelming.
yeah, so like that's why I haven't been to see it because I don't want to be underwhelmed by one of my favorite Disney movies in my lifetime. But hearing what you said, Laurent, now I feel a bit more comfortable and willing to see it.
It is absolutely worth a watch.
All right,
Yep.
cool.
I,
It is worth a watch. It is worth a watch. And I'm not gonna win hearts and minds by what I've said tonight. But you know what? If you're out there, you're listening to me, and you hear the words that are coming out of my mouth right now, like it's entertaining. And if you like watching movies that are entertaining, watch this movie. Stick your fucking disbeliefs, leave it at the door and whatnot. Watch this movie. You might actually learn a thing or two about like people of a different skin color while you're at it.
For the most part, plot wise, is it true to the Disney story, or
It's
did they?
true to It's true to the story. It is.
Okay.
It is. There now I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Like I've only seen the animated movie once. I've only seen it one time. I mean, every now and then I've caught bits and pieces of it. You know, when back when ABC Family or whatever it's called now, Freeform now, back when when they would actually like play like have the movies on and stuff like that. I would catch bits and pieces of it every now and then, but I've only sat down and seen the movie once, and that was when I was a kid. So there was a lot I did not remember, but at the same time, like it all came back to me, and I was able to discover what was new and original to the movie, and what was still classic about the movie. And for the most part, 93% of the original movie is all there.
Okay.
You weren't
Nice.
mad that they changed the words to the songs?
They did?
Who was mad? Who was mad?
Well, the
People.
Kiss the Girl song, because
Yeah.
it obviously implied, hey, you should force yourself on a woman,
Okay.
and that's why they changed it.
Unpopular opinion, but I feel like I can at least say it because I am a cis female. When I hear that song, I am not offended, nor do I think they're encouraging men to force themselves on women. I think that's a step too far. And again, that's just my interpretation. People can interpret in any way that they want. That's what art is for. But I'm like, for fuck's sake, it's part of the plot where you have to have the stupid fucking kiss to get your stupid damn legs. Like, she wants it too. Okay, I'm sorry. I just when they
Damn,
change
she
stuff like
wanted
that.
to. She wanted to.
She does. I'm sorry. Like, see, that's another
She's
thing.
like, oh my gosh, I have a vagina now.
I'm going to say that if a man said that in court, that wouldn't hold up.
No, I know. I know. And like, this is why I don't work for Disney. But like, sometimes I just feel like, fine, if you want to go freaking change everything because it offends someone, fine. I just feel like this is what I'm afraid of. Like, you're changing things just because, like, I don't know. Sorry, just keep going.
Well,
It's
you saw what everybody's mad about the Snow White movie now, right?
yeah, I
Because
know.
she's a Latina.
No,
yeah, Latina got cat.
no.
Well, there's two things that I feel like I'm getting from it. Like they cast a Latina person to play Snow White, and the seven dwarves are not actually going to be dwarves.
Nope. They're just 7 people. And a lot of little people are mad that they didn't cast
It's gonna be
them
really.
as
It's gonna be more offensive to me if like the seven dwarves are just short dudes. You know.
Mm,
they're not. There's been set photos leaked where like they're just people.
wow, that's
Are they like
disappointing.
7 gay people so that
Wait,
they don't offend
isn't
that
that
a
the
woman lived in
whole
the same household?
original title? Snow White and the
No, what
Seven Dwarves.
actually, I
Yeah.
don't. I wait. I don't think the original fairy tale was that though.
Oh,
So
No, it's just no.
and I think there was 8 of them in the original one. One of them dies.
oh, I hope it's not Dopey
I don't know.
or Grumpy.
It's Doc.
Yeah, it's Doc. It's actually Mushy dies, the one you never hear about. Oh boy. Anyways, yeah. So a lot of people.
The original Brothers Grimm fairy tale was just Snow White. So
Mhm.
Yeah.
yeah, that was the title.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Little Mermaid, good.
That's
Glad it was
that's
good.
everything. That's everything for me. I tend to always talk about video games. So like I want to talk about like TV and movies this time. And they stealth dropped the new episode of Star Trek on Saturday. So like
Nice.
I had to stop what I was doing. I was at a party. I stopped at what I was doing to watch that new episode of Star Trek.
Nice. Well,
It was amazing.
it's I do think, because of, COVID and stuff like that, I do feel like we are actually in a pretty good season for movies. Like a lot of good stuff has come out lately, finally, like some worth
Yeah.
watching.
Well, we about to be in a slump thanks to the writer's strike.
Mm.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. Oh, I finished season 2 of The Bear.
Okay.
Yeah, how was that?
It was great. It was great. My boyfriend and I, we've been going back and forth about it because it almost feels like we're watching two different shows, like with our takes on it and stuff like that. But it's really interesting. Like, you know, when you get like diverse takes on like the same thing, you know, this is how people enjoy television and movies and music and all this and video games. You know, like when you have like the like differing takes on stuff, but it all like makes it cohesive. Yeah, but yeah, like all I gotta say about the Bear is, if you guys have never watched the Bear, like it's basically a show about about a chef who takes over his brother's restaurant after something happens,
Mhm.
and like that first season, like with all the chaos and stuff that's going on, it'll stress you out. So like if you're a person that suffers from anxiety, get ready.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. Who's next? Who wants to talk next?
Pat, I think you also spoke up, so definitely go next.
Me?
I want to see your show and tell again.
My show and tell is over there. It's
What?
over
You didn't get
there.
it?
No, we were talking. Well, since Steph brought it up, I got a lot of packages in the mail over the weekend. I got a very cool looking Zelda shirt that says, um, some of us grew up with Zelda, but the cool ones still do, or something like that. Or some of us grew up playing the Legend of Zelda, but the cool ones still do. And then it's got like every single link from like all the games.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty cool. I liked it. My friend showed it to me on Facebook one time. I'm like, sold. I'm buying it. So I got that. I got the collector's deluxe edition for Celeste from
Mhm.
Fangamer, and it comes with this really cool holographic looking box with the Aurora Borealis and the Celeste Mountain. And it also comes with a handkerchief, art books, soundtrack, all the fun little stuff that these packages usually come with, uh, and a magnet.
That sounds like
Uh,
a really cool collector's edition, like
mhm.
at
Oh,
one
and a
that's
really
worth getting. You know.
yeah. Also, like a pin that's promotes breathing,
Mhm.
like breathing everything will work out or something, or breathe everything will work out or something. I don't know. The pin's over there. Um,
I think I
so
need
I
that.
got, huh?
I think I need that.
You should get the collector's edition of Celeste.
I didn't really like that game that much.
Oh, I loved it. That for me, the game, like its message about depression and like overcoming anxiety and self-doubt, like the message really spoke to me, and I loved how they incorporated that into the gameplay. Like the gameplay was challenging, yes, but it was also bearable. Like when they uh respawn you, they didn't respawn you like several screens away unless you were playing a cassette, and obviously we're going for the challenge. It was like
Mhm.
they encouraged you to just try and try again. So that game had a special place in my heart when I originally played it.
Hmm.
I also got um, one of my Play Asia packages, the second one
Ooh,
I
Yeah.
got. So it came with a copy of Ghost Trick, Phantom Detective, the Japanese
Nice.
version, Etrian Odyssey's HD collection,
nice.
Mhm.
and Atelier Marie remake.
Hmm.
So I got all those now for the Switch.
It's like you
So
said, like so many games. Which one are you gonna play next?
I know, and honestly, I got Tunic coming in here
Mhm.
in the next day or two. So I got a collector's edition of that I totally forgot about. Oh, and also I got Pikmin 4 in a tote bag.
Oh, nice.
A tote
Hmm.
bag, huh?
Yep, and my pre-order bonus was a tote bag
Who
Hmm.
that
was that?
came
Walmart
separately.
or Best Buy? No,
Best
Best
Buy.
Buy, right? Yeah.
Yep. So, Pikmin 4, very interesting story with that one. Uh, Best Buy decided to use some other carrier service. I think what was it? It was called Roadie, and like it's almost the equivalent of like a DoorDash for packages. Someone like goes to I think he probably picked this up from a store or something that they packaged it in, and he goes and he picks up other packages and maybe other places and he like delivers them. on a route. So I get a notification Friday that my package got picked up at 5 o'clock, and I waited and I waited, and like 11 o'clock, I'm like, screw this, I'm going to bed. 4:02 in the morning, I get a notification that my package has arrived,
Nice.
and it's like, dude, I live in Milwaukee. You are literally putting this behind something that is not locked that someone could just randomly go up and grab. Don't do that, you know?
Hmm.
Seriously, people, why would you just why would you deliver a package at 4:02 in the morning?
That's so bizarre.
Yes. But I got it. Luckily, he was smart enough to hide it away from view. Um because like my entrance is like a glass like hallway, and he was like he hid it like kind of like just in by the front glass, so you couldn't really see it by looking in, so no one really knew it was there. But I have Pikmin 4. I played
Woohoo!
a shit ton of Pikmin 4. According to my save file, which I looked at just before coming on here, I've already put 30 hours into Pikmin 4.
Whoa.
Wow.
30 hours. It's that
30
long?
hours. Yes.
Oh no. I thought it was
Like
gonna be like
this
a nice 10-hour experience and I could just put it away.
fun thing, you can actually get the credits in about 10 hours,
Oh good.
but it's not the true credits.
Oh.
Yeah, like seriously, the credits roll before you even get like halfway through everything this game has. There's even 2 areas after the credits roll
What?
that you haven't even explored.
I wonder what Nintendo's thought is with something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's the type of game. I don't know.
Like, yeah, you completed some of the objectives in Pikmin 4, but then like you come up to another crucial objective that's like, this is clearly part of the story. Why are you like separating this and calling this a post-game content that may be optional?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
You know what, they did the exact same thing in Pikmin 2, where like you get off the planet but then you realize you left Louis behind.
Oh no.
It's like the same kind of feeling, like you've finished a mission, but it's like, no, you haven't. There's still a hell of a lot more left in the game. But the game is awesome. Like, in my opinion, this is the best Pikmin game out there, and it's easily accessible to anyone. The controls are more precise. There's an auto lock on. You can cycle through your Pikmin. The game eases you in so that you don't get confused with all the types of Pikmin. And then it's like you can only have 3 types out at a time, so they don't like get convoluted and mixed up. And they also offer recommendations when you go into a dungeon. Be like, hey, you want to take these said Pikmin with you in this dungeon. So the game is very easy to anyone that wants to get into it. And it's also challenging for anyone who wants to master it, because there are a lot of challenges. They're called Dodari challenges, which is a Japanese word for like multitasking or something,
Hmm.
or being efficient with your time. And your idea is that like you have to like maybe gather everything that is possible to gather in like a time limit, using just a set amount of Pikmin that you start with and then can find on that small map. And you can go and try and get these platinum medals by completing these challenges.
Hmm.
So that's where you don't have to do it. Like, you can easily succeed in like story wise, as long as you get the bronze medal, you can continue on like you succeeded it.
Hmm.
But obviously there's people like me that want to try and like challenge myself and like see how much I can do in
Video
getting these like
gamer.
platinums. Yeah.
Gamer. Capital G.
Yep, I'm a gamer. I master my Pikmin.
That
Mm.
But
don't
yeah,
like
no.
that.
A master Pikmin gamer. I'm
Whoa.
gonna gatekeep Pikmin now.
Oh
You're not as
gosh.
good at Pikmin as I am.
Hmm.
I can do it without killing one Pikmin, can you?
No.
without using the rewind feature, which is another thing they added to the game, is if you screw up, you can rewind time.
Hmm.
Like it's like a soft reset, and you can do better.
Cool.
Yeah. Highly recommend it. It's
Does Pikmin benefit from that feature though?
oh yeah, like if you make a mistake, like Pikmin 2, you literally had to reset the game.
Yeah.
Reset the game or restart the mission?
No,
No,
you had to
reset like
reset, start over.
yeah.
Oh.
Otherwise, like in the dungeons, like the game had a autosave feature in Pikmin 2 where each floor would save,
Mm-hmm.
but you can't actually restart the floor. It's either restart the whole dungeon or reset the game, go to your save file and start the floor over.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So, this one, if you like you didn't plan something out right and you lose like 50 Pikmin because some stupid fat slug rolled over them, it's just a matter of a rewind time button or option.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's awesome. Also, I played a little bit of Atelier Marie. It is the very first in the Atelier series, which is a long-running. I think it's got like 20 entries in the series now.
Wow.
But they come out with like a new Atelier game every year. But this is their 25th anniversary, so they decided to remake the original one that started it all. And America has not gotten this game. This is a first. And I decided, I played some, like I tinkered in them a little bit, but I have friends that absolutely love this series. It's a series where you play. It's an RPG series, but the original is more of a management series than it is RPG, where you play as a failing alchemy student, and the teachers have like they decide, you know what, this person is getting the absolute worst grades. Why don't we set her up with a special curriculum where we'll give her her own alchemy studio, and she has to make an object of good value within 5 years. Otherwise, she fails. Just like how a normal education system works.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Pick the worst student and give them a shop of their own, rent free.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Anyways, yeah. So that's it's great. Like that's the plot of the game. Like the game opens up like during times where knights and mages are, battling like good and evil. There are a lot of people that just have normal lives. This is the story of one of them.
I like that.
So,
That's very charming.
yeah, it's like this game doesn't necessarily like you can go against like I think it has multiple endings depending on how you like what kind of path you choose. The game is a very non-linear. They introduce you to the world and its mechanics, which is basically you want to try to be the best alchemist that you can, and you have 5 years to do it. During those 5 years, you can choose to slack off, which is one ending. You can choose to continue to, improve your skills. And as long as you get, I think, a 6-star item, you can technically get the normal ending. But then there are other things that, could affect it, like making the most, like, sought after alchemist item. The, uh, sorcerer, what is that called? I think it's a sorcerer's stone. The
Mm.
the holy grail of alchemy.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Sorcerer / Philosopher's Stone. Yeah, I think you're right.
Philosopher's Stone. Thank you. That's what it's called, the Philosopher's Stone. So
Harry
like
Potter.
that is like one of the paths that you can take. Like it, just whatever your actions are, is whoever you interact with and become friends with, or take on your missions to go out and like gather resources, all like have an effect of how your story plays out. And at the end of 5 years, the game will give you an ending. So kind of like a Harvest Moon in that regard.
I was just thinking that, but I wasn't sure if I'd sound stupid if I mentioned Harvest Moon.
No, that
And
it is more management than it is RPG. I
now I'm
would
like
say.
super, super interested. I might actually order this.
Mm-hmm. this game is also very bare bones.
Okay.
Like, I know the alchemy systems in future ones get more complex with like traits that you can add to your items. This one's literally you gather the item or the resources you need and you make an alchemy item out of it.
Okay.
Or like in battle, it's literally attack and everyone has one special move.
Okay.
So it's very bare bones, but it's a game that offers you as much freedom as you want to how you want to approach it. So it's very interesting. Um, it's got the chibi little 3D art style. One thing I don't like about it is what they do with the camera. Like they put like a focus kind of around your character, and then they start blurring out things in the background unless you get closer to them, and then they come more into focus. I don't know why they went with this because it really like this. They're doing themselves a disfavor by hiding what's out there on the screen. I feel, but that's what they did.
Okay.
And other than that, I've been working on rank code. Haven't progressed much farther than I was last week. Like I think I did 1K since then.
Oh, you're still killing
Because
it.
of Pikmin. Yep. But that's me. That's everything I played.
Nice.
Steph, you have an exciting announcement, don't you?
Uh-oh.
I do.
Stephanie's leaving.
Yes.
Is that what you really
Just
want,
kidding.
Corey? Wow.
No.
Wow.
Please don't.
Wow. Okay, I'll see myself out. No, I beat Metroid Prime Remastered. Woo!
Woo!
Yay.
I can't tell you how much of a love-hate relationship I have with that game. I put down everything else. I put down Final Fantasy. I put down Pikmin. I did play a little bit it, but I just like put it down so I could focus it. Cause I'm like, this is not a game. Cause if I stop playing this game, where I'm like, I was 50% at like 2 weeks ago, if I stop playing this game and don't touch it for a couple months, when I go back to it, I'm just fucked. I'd have to start over. Like,
Yeah, you will be.
so I'm like, I have to finish it, and I followed Pat's advice, use a guide, and so just bottom line, it is a great game, and especially knowing about it came out about 20 years ago on the GameCube, that they were way ahead of its time. That's fantastic. I'm impressed with that historical knowledge and just I just think overall it's a very solid game. This is amazing. Love the soundtrack. I didn't hate the first person as much as I got used to it eventually. Though I hate first person platforming. I still hate first person platforming. It sucks. I'm bad at it. The downside are things that I just acknowledge that were just because of when it was made, right? Like it once Metroid 4 comes out, I'm sure like these things will be different because it's again different age. There are no fast travel, okay? I get
Shit, Metroid's never had a fast travel.
like, listen, I get the point of a Metroid game. You need to get additional upgrades and revisit areas. That's not the problem. But it's like I'm like in the Fenandra drifts and then I finally get an upgrade and I need to go to the Magmore mines or something. But you don't just need to go back to the Magmore mines. You need to go to like the very, very last room of the Magmore mines. And what makes it worse is that almost every single motherfucking room keeps respawning the same GD enemies every single time. And it's not like the battle system is complex or you can outwit it. It's just like bullet hell, bullet sponge things or laser sponges. And it's really annoying. Like it's not even challenging. It's just annoying. Like why can't I clear out a room and it stays clear for an X amount of time and then respawn after I hit a certain level? But no, one time I just forgot something. Killed the enemies, went to the room before it, saved, went back out, and they were all there again. Holy crap, that drove me nuts. And then
Good old school punishment.
and then lastly, my son wanted to watch me beat the game. So I defeated Meta Ridley. Is it Meta Ridley?
Meta Ridley.
Yeah.
Which I love that fight. That was a lot of fun. I only died once. So that's actually pretty good for a really bad gamer like myself. To get to Metroid Prime, you have to first person platform vertically to the top door. This wouldn't be a problem if there were constantly spawning Metroids that are fast and they face hug you, and then you have to morph into a ball and blow them up and then unroll in the ball. But if you unroll out of the ball, Samus takes a couple steps. So 9 times out of 10, I step out of the platform and fall all the way to the bottom into the phase-on where I start losing health. So I gotta jump out of that and then climb all the way back up, only to have a Metroid glob onto my face mid-jump. So I'm falling down again and it's sucking my health while I'm falling down. I've never
This
cursed.
is your
You would
this is your
love
this is
the
your
last.
second Metroid game, right?
Yes.
You would
Okay.
love Metroid 1 and Super
The
Metroid. The very
NES. No,
last
no,
part.
no. She played the NES in Metroid. Oh, woo,
No, yeah.
she would call off the franchise.
If you thought those platforms were bad, literally pixels that you
Like
had to step on
like
at the very, very end of Metroid to
yeah,
get
like
out of the
the
thing
NES
during a
version. Like
time limit.
people sleep on the NES version of Metroid because we have Metroid Zero Mission. You know,
Mhm.
people Metroid to beat Metroid without using cheat codes and stuff. Like back then, like you were built different.
You were.
Well, see, I feel like if I played Metroid Prime when it first came out in the game, like the GameCube, I feel like I wouldn't be venting as much because I am now playing modern games that have like probably too many fast travel points or like too much easiness, which I think it's kind of ironic that I'm saying it because I kind of like it when games are easy because I suck at gaming. But like, I feel like once you are used to modern gaming lifestyle improvements, sometimes it is difficult to go back and play the old school punishing type things. That's why I'm not criticizing the game for it. It's just me ranting because I just got used to other things. So, but my final statement was like, I've never let a cuss word slip out of my mouth in front of my son until that day. Because every time a Metroid globbed onto me, I'm like, "Ah, you mother!" Like my son was laughing his ass off. He's like, "I've never seen you this mad, but it's funny." I'm like, ah. Anyway, so that's Metroid Prime Remastered. I am so happy I rolled credits. It's just like I said, the love hate was I love the game. I love the lore, the aspect of it. Overall, it was very fun, very brilliant. The hate, quote unquote, part was the fact that I had to get used to the old school, like you said, punishing parts where I wanted to snap my Switch in half. So yeah, there's that. And like I said, Pikmin 4. But now that Metroid Prime Remaster is done, I can now fully focus on Metroid. Gosh, see, I'm all confused. Pikmin 4. And I can also go back to, I've actually finished Final Fantasy 16.
Nice. We're proud of you,
Well.
Steph. You stuck
Yeah.
with it.
Yeah.
Metroid Prime is not an easy game.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So-
Metroid Prime is a frustrating game. I will say that. You know,
Especially now.
But then
Yeah.
again, I'm also one of those people. Like I had a hard time transitioning from like the 2D Metroid to like the 3D world, the first person 3D world. You know, so like I always had a tough time with Metroid Prime.
Well, I think that's just in general it as well. Because in one of my banters, I not that I've played many Metroid games, but like I didn't find Metroid Dread really that difficult. Like where for Prime, I almost used a guide the entire time, minus the beginning. With Metroid Dread, I actually went the majority of the game not needing a guide.
You hear that? You hear that, Corey?
Mhm.
Well,
Stephanie
it's
told you.
No,
Stephanie told you to get good.
I know.
Dread is a very linear game.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it
the
is.
game will block paths to prevent you from exploring until like almost the very end.
Yeah,
of the
whereas
game.
Dread will let you walk all the fuck back to the beginning before you realize, oh, like this is not where I'm supposed to be.
yeah. So
Yep.
that's a me thing. It's just two same franchise, but two differently structured types of games, right? So some people really attune to Prime's layout. But anyway, it has me excited for 4. When 2 and 3, if and when 2 and 3 remaster come out, I'll admit I'm a bit unsure if I want to play. I want to play because I am now invested in the franchise, but I also don't want to pull all my hair out. So I don't know.
I
They
feel like
get progressively worse.
They
Sorry.
do?
No, no,
Mhm.
no. One is the hardest out of all of them.
Metroid Prime is the hardest because
No.
even though I never beat 2 and 3, like I did put my hands on 2 and 3, and I can actually say that Metroid Prime, the first one, is the hardest one.
Yeah.
That wasn't where I was going with that, but
Oh.
I was about to say because I was about to tell you to get good.
I was saying like story wise and
Oh.
just the game in general. I think 1 is the best, 2 is good, and then 3 kind of also was on the Wii, and I hated the Wii, so you know.
Honestly, go Pat.
I love 2. 2 was my favorite. I love the themes of light and dark and how the game worked with it.
That's actually what slowed me down from that game.
Huh.
What I actually kind of want to play next is Zero Mission. I was hoping maybe the Nintendo would bring it to the Switch.
They
I
will
could
at some
see
point.
them doing that.
Zero Mission is one of my favorites in the entire franchise. Like I don't know if I like it. I feel like I like it more than I like Super Metroid, and Super Metroid is like the reigning king.
Mhm. Fusion's good too.
Yeah, Fusion is great.
Yeah, Zero Mission was like Super Metroid on steroids. It took the Metroid concept, slapped it with Super Metroid, and then added more shit.
Yeah, because man, like we did not ask for the Chozo ruins, but I'm glad we got the Chozo ruins.
We didn't ask for the space pirate ship, and we still probably wouldn't want the space pirate ship again. But that may have been the more frustrating part because then the game went from action to stealth.
Yo, do y'all remember? Do y'all remember like the original, back when like the game was being promoted and stuff? Like, do you remember like the Japanese advertisements for it? When they revealed Zero Suit Samus, like she was originally called in Japan Naked Samus, and so you hear the Japanese narrator, he's doing all this talking, and all of a sudden Naked Samus, and it's like what did he say?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
What did he say? You can't. Like I'm pretty sure if you look through YouTube, you'll find it unless because Nintendo has a way of scrubbing, like it almost like Disney. Nintendo has a way of scrubbing all the negative stuff. But yeah, like man, I could not believe it the first time I heard that, and I was like, "What did he say?"
Naked Samus.
That's awesome. I think that'll be in my next life. That'll be my username, Naked Samus, NEKKED Samus.
Naked Suit Samus.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry if I just derailed the conversation.
No, this is fun.
Like Metroid is my number one Nintendo franchise. Like y'all can keep your Marios, your Zeldas, your fucking Kirby's and all that shit. Metroid is my shit.
I'm glad I finally got into the franchise, and not to be cliche, but it's fun to play as a badass female. And the reason why I particularly like this badass female, I don't like pandering, even if it's not intentional. Like sometimes they want to just put a badass female for the sake of being a badass female, but I know historically it was kind of like a surprise. Like Samus was initially like almost presented as a male, and then surprise, takes off her helmet, it's a woman. So like I feel like at that time Nintendo,
It wasn't just her helmet that got taken off.
well, yeah, okay, yes, all right. So
That's how they realized that it was a woman.
If you get like the 100% ending, like she's in a 2-piece.
okay, well, there's also that, but I don't know. I just feel like Nintendo wasn't trying too hard. Be like, look, we have a female hero so it's on our checklist. I don't know. I just thought it was cool. Maybe not the bikini part. Anyway,
Encourage men to do better.
Oh man, good times. Well, what now, everybody?
What now? I think we go to a topic now,
yeah,
Corey.
we should at least hit on one. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We'll pick a quick one because we are kind of running long.
We talk too damn much.
Yeah, but I don't know. I really enjoyed it.
We had good conversations. We were talking about video games.
I'm not complaining.
Medias.
And Naked
Sure sounds like
Samus.
you're complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Title
All right,
of the episode, by the
I'm gonna
way.
keep my mouth shut. Then we're gonna get yelled at for not participating.
Let's see. Stephanie, you brought the topic of edutainment.
Oh, you picked that one. I'd feel like no one else is gonna like it, but if you do, if you don't mind, I can definitely talk about it.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So
All right.
I brought it up because I was listening to the Kane and Rince podcast because they recently reviewed or discussed Oregon Trail, which I was surprised. I was like, that's really random. Um, and it made me think of the edutainment days. I think Oregon Trail was like initially written up in the 70s, published in the 80s, remade in the 90s, and again and again. Then it made me like really go down memory road because that's kind of it was called edutainment because it wasn't really considered video games, so to speak, and that's kind of how they wanted kids to maybe learn. And I want to see, A, did you guys grow up with edutainment games? What were they? Like, why we don't really have it so much now? Because I do feel like video games can be used as a teaching mechanism, but just they don't need to be made the quote unquote edutainment. And I'm happy to start. Like, for me, it was like the super I forgot what it's called, but it's a Treasure Mountain and Treasure Cove. Like I actually exposed my son to that today because he was complaining about doing his homework just from books and stuff. I'm like, "Okay, if you're complaining about the homework you're doing now, let me boot up this really old 90s game, Treasure Mountain, and you can do that for
Hmm.
homework instead." And what it is you play as this kid, you ascend the mountain and you get hints from these elves by solving puzzles, and the hints will help you find the hidden key to ascend each level of the mountain. Then you collect treasure. And of course, where the edutainment part comes in is the riddles from the elves are like math problems or riddles or rhyming stuff. So he's playing the game like, haha, you're learning, but you're having fun. um, there's also Where in the World is Carmen San Diego.
Mm.
Mavis Beacon teaches typing. Around the World in 80 Days. Trying to think what else I had. So that in Oregon Trail, of course. So has anyone played edutainment games back in your day, and what did you think about it?
I played essentially everyone you hit on, like Oregon Trail, Where in the World is Carmen San Diego, and Treasure Mountain. Actually, wait, no. I read Around the World in 80 Days. I didn't. I never played the game.
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
watched the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger in it.
Wait, there's
And
some.
Wait,
Jackie
Around the World
Chan.
in 80 Days was a Schwarzenegger movie.
Well, yeah, there's it's Jackie Chan and I forget who else
Oh my gosh,
was in it.
that
But
That's
Arnold
right. Yeah,
Schwarzenegger
yeah.
was one
Jackie Chan
character,
was
and
in Around the World. Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like,
That's right.
he's like, I have a wife for every day of the week, but Tuesday. Would you like to be my Tuesday or something like
wow.
that?
Now, now I enjoyed not just the Where in the World is Carmen San Diego the game, but like the TV show the TV game show that spawned off of that,
Yep.
as well as the two animated shows that were on Fox Kids.
Don't forget
I
all the
used to.
books, man. Did you ever
I
get
never
any
read
of
the
the
books.
books? Oh,
Never read the
the
books.
books
No.
are awesome. Sorry, go on.
All I want to know is all I gotta say is that's one slippery bitch.
Yep. Did you ever catch Carmen San Diego?
Never. I never caught her.
I've caught her. Oh, it's a great feeling when you finally catch her. Whew. Now
Like I've been able to.
that was a game
I,
that
I'm,
frustrated me, but
Yeah, it frustrated me too. I've been able to like almost pinpoint where she was at. Like it was one of those things where I was like, when they revealed where she was at, I was like, oh, that was where I was actually. That was my next pick.
hmm now
Nice.
I remember that game coming with like what was it? It was like a dictionary
Yeah, like a
that the game.
Britannica encyclopedia something. I don't know.
Yeah, that way you could look up. Like that was one of the things you had to do was like
Hmm.
look up what the clues were and
Yes.
try to get the idea of like where did she go or where did the minions go next. Like but yeah, then there was like a book series that had like cards and they would give you clues and then you had it was almost like a choose your own adventure
Hmm.
book, but then you capture you like if you took the right paths then you finally like caught someone. It was pretty fun. And then that TV show was amazing. The game show.
Yep.
How about you, Corey? You're very quiet.
Yeah, no, he's all quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, I was talking and then I was muted. Sorry. I was saying that the theme song for Carmen Sandiego was amazing.
Where in the
World
world
Yeah, that
is
one.
Carmen
San Diego.
Sandiego?
See?
Yep.
Wow, this got exciting.
I just jump on YouTube sometimes and just like because like you can find almost all the episodes of War in the World's Carmen Sandiego on YouTube. So sometimes I just like jump on YouTube and like run an episode just for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah.
Good old Rockapella.
Oh man, good times. I mean, for me, it was Mavis Bacon teaches typing. For the most part, I did a little Oregon Trail in the like really, I don't know, early days, I guess, of whatever. But it was mostly Mavis Bacon teaches typing. There was some what was the Mario one? Not
Mario
Mario.
teaches typing.
No, not that
Oh.
one. The other one. The
Mario's missing?
yes, Mario's missing
Mhm.
was
I remember
one.
that.
What else?
That was great education too.
Yeah, that was I didn't understand the game because I was dumb and I thought that it was a Mario game and I was trying to run around and jump on stuff and it was like not that.
Nope.
And then that was pretty much it, to be honest. In terms of edutainment games, I thought there would have been more. Carmen Sandiego, I did a little bit, but that was more of like the entire class participated in this Carmen Sandiego thing, and like, you know, we we had one computer in the classroom, and then the teacher would be like, "No, answer this question, and then I'll click the button," and it was like,
Mm.
meh, you know.
I know, isn't that how different things are now? Because kids have access to maybe not one for every child, depending on the grade, but pretty much a laptop or Chromebook per kid. And sometimes I would hear my son talk about some educational games that he plays. So I'm a little out of touch of it, but I kind of want to not only satisfy my nostalgia, but like kind of expose him to what I grew up with, which is why I
Mhm.
introduced him to Treasure Mountain. I definitely want to do Oregon Trail with him. Um, when I was in primary school, I remember it was Mavis Beacon and Oregon Trail, and as you can imagine, all the kids would prefer to play Oregon Trail because it's a little bit more fun than Mavis Beacon.
Got to shoot a gun at the animals.
Yeah, you just click. It's like, haha. But then I'd get upset because I would kill 10 buffalo and you can only bring back like a fraction of the meat that you picked up. But I'm not really quite sure if I learned anything from the Oregon Trail other than learning that life kind of sucks and sometimes it's out of your control and you
I
might
learned
just,
I learned what the hell dysentery was.
yeah.
I don't think I don't think I ever learned what it was. I just thought it was funny. I was like, oh well, I guess we got sick and we died because it's the olden times.
And
So
I learned that you always use a guide to cross the river
Mhm.
because any attempt that you try to do on your own will
Oh
result
yeah,
in death.
you did.
Do you guys feel that at the 80s, 90s edutainment was the no, because video games existed in the 90s, but like, do you think edutainment was like a precursor for video games, or do you think they kind of like were separate and going along their own parallel paths?
I mean, there was I won't lie, that's actually how I got into video games was through edutainment, through a Sesame Street delivery game. It
Mhm.
was like something I played to death when I was young. I mean, I don't think it was like a focus for video game entertainment, but like there was at least a market that they tried to hit up with some of these games. Uh, there was one that you guys didn't hit, Sim City. I remember doing that one for it was architecture class.
Really?
I don't feel like.
Hmm.
Oh wow. Okay, that's an
Or
interesting
not.
tool.
There was like a drafting, like a
Uh huh.
drafting course, and one of the things we did was we made a Sims. Like we had a week where we built up a city, and we got graded in how well we, made a successable city.
And you had an asshole teacher that basically like ran a freaking like a cataclysmic event through your city when it was time to turn in the grades. Like someone had Godzilla come through, someone had a nuclear meltdown, the other one had aliens.
Yeah, I think we had that option turned off, but
Actually, I do remember some of my teachers when games like Sim Earth and Sim Ant and all those came out, like a lot of teachers got really creative using those.
Mm.
surprisingly, Ubisoft has actually been doing very well with the education games.
Okay.
One of the things they try to hit up with the Assassin's Creed
Yeah,
is a discovery tour.
which is awesome, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, the Discovery Tour stuff is really awesome. Like it's like you like there's no combat or anything. You just walk around the world and walk up to like landmarks and stuff, and they'll teach you about it.
That's
It's
neat.
really cool.
They kind of have you go like hit cursor to cursor, so you're exploring. The one I was very familiar with was the Egyptian one because there was achievements behind that one.
Ooh.
So you'd be exploring the tomb, and they bring up like points like describing like the architecture or like the significance of various things. It's really neat. And then you also got to think of Rocksmith as well as could possibly be an education game. Like
Right.
that's teaching you how to do guitar, like
Hmm.
legit teaching you how to play a guitar.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if we want to go not just like beyond children, I mean, isn't Flight Simulator used in a professional setting?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it was originally designed to train pilots.
So,
So
isn't
yeah.
that cool? We go from Oregon Trail dying of dysentery to learning how to fly a plane.
Yeah, there's that there's that military training game that was really popular too for a long time. I forget what it was called. They literally just shut it down like a couple months ago.
Oh.
I forget what it was called though. But it was like it like taught they used like they released it as a game, but like they used it in military training to like teach snipers about wind, like gauging the wind and
Mm.
these types of things.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I
Man,
don't
I
know.
forget what that game was called. But yeah.
I don't know. I kind of wish I paid more attention to what kind of games my kid was playing in school just so I can be able to talk about it. But of course, being a typical ever aging adult, I'm always kind of thinking, well, the edutainment games that I were playing are much better than the stupid crap they have now. But I know that's not necessarily true. That's just the old person in me yelling at
You're
clouds.
just salty your son got into Minecraft.
I
Mhm.
still am. Shut up.
Yeah. Minecraft.
Yeah, for story time, he is now making me read through the entire Minecraft block encyclopedia. I'm like, great.
What?
Yep. We do like 10 or 20 pages a night. Like,
What?
I'm like, I hate this.
Wow.
That's
You
funny.
should at least get that Minecraft Telltales game so that it's at least a game.
Wait, there's a Telltale
Mm-hmm.
Minecraft game?
I
2
think there's 2
seasons.
seasons of it. Yeah.
What? How come
Yeah.
I've never heard of that?
And Patton Oswalt is the main character.
And
Hmm.
the guy who plays Pee Wee Herman's the villain.
Yeah.
Okay. Dude. All right. I'm going to go look for that.
Learn something new every damn day.
And that, my
Maybe you should be
friend,
paying attention to Minecraft, LeRon. Instead of monster hunting, you can be Minecrafting. Okay.
I haven't monster hunted in weeks, so
oh no.
so you can go choke. No,
Okay.
I just got things to do. Like I haven't been able to properly play Monster Hunter since I went on vacation
Hmm.
to Cali,
Mm.
and because like 2 days before I went on vacation to Cali, I got the Rogue Ally. So yeah, like and I attempted to play Monster Hunter's thing once, and I'm like, you know what? I actually like the PC experience. Like sitting with the monitor and the controller and stuff. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But man, I tell you what though, like this is how I'm gonna get all my backlog taken care of.
Nice.
I know. I wish I want one so bad, but they're so expensive.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'm also gonna be honest with you. like if you're not in a PC gaming state of mind, then this thing might be a little too advanced for the average gamer. Like if you're used to playing console games and not trying to worry about like like if you're not doing what I do and like tweaking your graphics card settings on my desktop PC when I'm playing games, like get a Steam Deck.
But I can't play Xbox games natively on it.
True, but you still can.
Yeah, but that seems like it requires a lot more work.
If Stephanie can do it,
did it need that much work, Stephanie?
No. And I wrote a how-to article on it, Corey.
And I feel like once you do it, that's all you have to do.
And Corey, if I can do it, you can do it.
Get good, scrub.
That's debatable.
Get good.
I'm not good at anything.
Even be better.
Be best. Okay, on that note,
we're leaving. We're ending. I want to thank everybody for watching and or listening to this episode of the Boss Rush Podcast. You can follow us on the social medias at Boss Rush Network, at Boss Rush Podcast. You can go to bossrush.net for all the content. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Really pushing that. We're like 120 subs away from like being eligible for partner status. So
get on it.
Appreciate that. Yeah. We meet all the requirements except for subs, number of subs, which I get it. We only do podcasts, so like who's gonna sub to that? But do it anyway, please. Thanks. Anyways, thank everybody for watching and or listening. Until next time, we love you. Goodbye.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
If you want to be a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/bossrushmedia and find out which tier is right for you. Our Patreon producers at the $5 tier or higher for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Christian S., Sana Dierig, Francisco Santillan, and Rebecca Jewell. Thank you for your continued support. The Boss Rush Podcast is a product of Boss Rush Media, LLC, and is recorded from our headquarters in Akron, Ohio. This show is produced, written, and directed by me, Corey Dierig. My co-hosts are Stephanie Klimov, LeRon Dawkins, and Edward Barnell. You can find Stephanie at Klimov_author on Twitter and Instagram, as well as on the EXPcast. You can find LeRon at Exodus803 on Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, and also on Crossroads, the video game podcast. You can find Edward at ThatRetroCode on Twitter and Instagram, as well as hosting Nintendo Power Block. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at IamCoreyInHD, and find me hosting Tower Casuals, the Destiny podcast, and co-hosting Nintendo Power Block. Find the Boss Rush Podcast on all social media platforms at Boss Rush Podcast. You can also follow Boss Rush Media and the Boss Rush Network on all major social media platforms. Join the Boss Rush Network Discord and Facebook groups to interact with other friends and fans. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.